Can I get a volunteer? Excellent. All right, I got one, sir. You can stay right there. What is your name, sir?
Rob.
Rob. Rob, I have a bell right here. In just a moment, I'm going to hand you that bell. First, I'm going to explain what I'm going to ask you to do. I'm going to begin telling you all a story. It's a story that I'm going to make up right here on the spot. Now, Rob, at any point you want, you can ring this bell. When you do, I have to stop, go back, repeat what I said, but say something different. I can say anything at all as long as it's different. So, for example, if I started my story, I said, once upon a time there was a girl who had a dog, who had a cat, who had a mouse, who had an emu. I keep changing it until you stop. When you stop, I continue the story, but only as if the last thing was said. So in this story, the dog, the cat, and the mouse would all be gone, and we'd have a story about a girl and her pet emu. So I'm going to swing around and pass this over to you. Let me ask you a question, Rob. Have you ever done this before?
Yes.
Excellent. That will make things interesting. Probably means it's going to be more torturous for me. Now, there is a rhythm that makes it work a little more or less effectively. So if I want you to ring more frequently, I'll give you a little up signal. And if I want you to slow down, I'll give you the, okay, let's back off the caffeine signal. Okay, are you ready? Then you may ring at your leisure. Once upon a time, there was a boy who lived on a farm, and he lived in a castle. He lived in a swamp. And in this swamp, he had a pet alligator who he loved so much. He hated because the alligator would sit in front of his door and not let him out and would threaten to eat him. So the little boy said, you know what? I'm going to climb onto the roof and get away from this I'm going to dig underground and dig away from the alligator. I am going to woo the alligator with sweet music, make the alligator fall in love with me, and then it will let me out of the house. So the boy went into his record collection, into his CD collection, into his DVD collection, and found the live Song Remains the Same Led Zeppelin vintage concert footage and said, you know what, no woman can resist the wiles of Song Remains the Same played at a very high speed. No alligator will fall in love with me if I sing Led Zeppelin. What am I thinking? And so the boy took the Song Remains the Same DVD, went out and started whacking the alligator on the head with it, started playing frisbee with the alligator, saying, here, catch this DVD and let's see what happens. All right, that story could go on forever, but that's the gist of it. All right, let's give Rob a hand. Thank you very much.